The storm is coming. The Imperial throne lies empty. The scent of war swirls in the air. Evil awakens. A long-vanished foe stirs. Those who would destroy Tamriel seek out dangers to their dark plot. It is the 582nd year of the Second Era. The drums of war are sounding. This is where our journey begins.
What's going on, fellow gamers? ChaosEclipse here. We are back on Elder Scrolls Online. So I just bought the Necrom DLC, and I guess there's a Golden Road one coming up as well. Disclaimer: I also did get a 6-month subscription to the ESO Online Plus. I think that's what it's called. I'll explain all that. We're just going to be looking at playing ESO in 2024. I don't think I played this game for like a year. And even when I did play, it wasn't anything like I wasn't really involved in the game. I was just kind of messing around with it. But I didn't like I've never been fully enveloped in the game. Don't get me wrong, it is an awesome game. I love it. I've had it since release. To me, this game is up there with World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV. Those are the other two MMOs that that are actually on the channel, first of all, but they're also ones that I was more involved with than other MMOs. Way back in the day, I was a huge Star Wars Galaxies fan, but when that went under, I know you can still play it, like the modded version, but when that went under from like the official version, I stopped playing that and moved to World of Warcraft. Since then, obviously, I've went through tons of games and everything, and this one is still out there and it's on console, and I do like this one better than Final Fantasy XIV, so I wanted to jump back in, see what it has to offer in 2024. So as you can see here, I have 8 of 9 characters. Now let me explain something. When I first made these characters, this was way before Tamriel 1, and the game had a very particular way of playing it. You started in a region and you couldn't even progress to the other regions until you were done with the first region. So it was very different. They ended up doing Tamriel 1 where you could see all the other people, everything like that. There is open world PvP, but only in certain areas of the open world. Obviously, this video is going to be more for new people. If you guys are, veterans of the game, awesome. If I get anything wrong, please correct me down in the chat, because like I said, I haven't played for such a long time, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm not caught up on, and hopefully I'm not giving wrong info. Just another quick disclaimer real quick. You can see here the Chaos Reigns character I have. It says level 604 and it has a little symbol. Same thing with this one, my Chaos Eclipse. It's 476. So those are champion levels. If you look at the rest of these characters, it's level 4. They don't have that little symbol or anything like that. Those characters are just normally being leveled. You go all the way up to level 50, if I'm not mistaken. Once you're at level 50, it enters the champion level thing. And sadly, yes, I say sadly, because sadly, if you have any champion levels, you're automatically going to get all of those champion levels. So the reason why this one is 604 and this one's only 476 is because I don't think I've put all the points into it. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's why it is the way that it is. But both these characters are technically level 50, and it's just their champion points that gives them that extra level. And then these ones will get the same treatment once they hit level 50. But we're gonna start new. It's still gonna give me all of my achievements. It's still gonna give me all of my mounts because all of that is shared in between all of your characters. I was gonna go through and delete it because honestly, I don't know what any of these characters have on them. I don't think I ever bought anything like that I would be missing out on because I think even deleting these, you still keep the mounts and stuff. But I wanted to reset my champion level, and I don't think you can do that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to create a new character in general. Hopefully it doesn't take too long because the character creation in this is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, the characters end up looking a lot like this one. I love this character. This was my main. There's a reason I made this character, and we're probably going to make the exact same one again. But obviously he's going to have a different name here. So you can see I do have a name change. I do have a race change. Don't have any of those. These were just given to me over time. I never bought any of them. They were given over time because when certain DLCs came out or major patches where they actually had to do a drastic fix on the game, they gave these out for free, and I've never used them because I just never needed to. So I still do have those, and then like I said, I have tons of achievements and everything with these other characters, but we are going to start a new one today. So one of the other things I want to point out, it's not these. Oh, it's going to be under race, not under class, I don't think. Pretty sure. Yeah. There's either a certain class or a certain race that you can only be if you are an ESO Plus member, I believe. We'll take a look at those in a minute. So we're going to pick Nightblade. My suggestion when you're making your character, go through, read all of it. I mean, if you guys want, go watch a tutorial video, but read all of it. It will lead you towards the type of character that you think you should be. One of the first DLCs that they ended up doing where they added a character was the Warden. This one comes with a pet bear that you can eventually tame or keep or something like that. I don't know. I've never played one. The next one was the Necromancer. I was just reading the red over there. It says using the abilities in town is a criminal act. Anyway, so obviously you guys know what necromancy is. That was the next one. And then this one is the final one that they came out with, the final class that they came out with. It's an arcanist, whatever you want to call it. I still do like the Nightblade. We're going to go with the Nightblade. Gender, we're going to stay with male. For the alliance here, we're going to go with, which one is it? It's either Daggerfall Covenant or Ebon Pact. I think it's Ebon Pact. Give me a second here. I want to look this up. The reason why I want to look this up is because it's not that big of a deal, but it is to me. They have specific colors towards their banners and everything, and I want the one that is red and black, which I believe is this one. Hey, found it. It is this one. So this has like a red flag with a black dragon, so we're going to go ahead and pick this one here. I believe this one is yellow and blue or golden blue, and then this one is green. Black and green? I don't remember. So here you have your classes. You have your Breton, your Redguard, Orc, Dark Elf, Nord, Argonian, High Elf, Wood Elf, Khajiit, and yeah, this is the Imperial one. So this here is what I was talking about. It says requires Imperial race and outfit style upgrade. This collectible is available for purchase in-game from the Crown Store. I have never bought this. The Imperial race, I think, has a small increase in other stats, which you might want it, but for me, I'm not really worried about it. Like I said, when you're picking these also do matter in reference to the class you're picking. So I'm going with Nightblade, which is most of the time a dual wielding. Well, I won't even say dual wielding. They're basically a melee class. And technically you can be anything no matter what you pick. So how can I say that? So basically I can be a Nightblade, but I can still heal. Obviously, another class is probably going to have better heals than a Nightblade, but a Nightblade is going to be more like the DPS type thing. So that's why I'm going with that. And then I'm also picking Khajiit, just because if I remember correctly, they have really good crit. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong about this. I may be totally wrong about this. But that's things that you guys probably want to look at before I know I created a what was it? I think it was still a Nightblade. I did a Nightblade with a Wood Elf, but that's because I ended up going the stamina route. With the one I'm doing now, the Khajiit Nightblade, I'll probably end up going magic, like for his stats and everything. But for the Wood Elf Nightblade, I ended up going stamina, and then I also turned him into a werewolf to help with the stamina thing. So there's a lot of different things you can do in the game. Like I said, you just heard me mention werewolf. That's not a class nor a race, but it is something you can acquire in the game. Just like vampire, you can also turn into a vampire in the game. Those actually require you to do certain quests, and they require you to have being bitten by like a werewolf or a friend, or same thing with the vampire. They are curable if you don't like them, so you can always try them out and then cure yourself and do that. But yeah, you can kind of go back and forth with those. It's up to you. So we're going with Khajiit, and then we're gonna go little bit muscular, little bit fit there. Height, I'm gonna go as small as possible. I don't know if this messes with your hitbox or not. Skin color, I don't think it's really gonna matter. I want a dark one. You guys seen the way that I had the other characters, so that's probably what I'm shooting for here. There we go. Markings. Is there... Change the gear here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was taking off his gear so I can see the actual markings that I'm putting on him. That right there is probably the one that I'll pick. But we're going to keep looking real quick. Like I said, sorry about this. You know, it takes forever making a character. Oh, those are new. It's like a little, like a calico type thing. I don't remember that. I don't think I've ever even seen that. They might not be new, but I don't remember it. Okay, yeah, so this is the one I want here. We're going to make everything here small. No butt, no legs, no feet. Boom. And then R1. This has to do with his looks, I think. Like his facial features. We'll go there. His right eye looks like a lazy eye. We'll go with that. Because we're also going to throw a scar over his right eye. If I remember how to do it. Age, all the way down. Adornment, none. Adornment is, like, it could be like little extra things like that, or it could be like piercings and stuff. Like that. Which, I don't like any of this stuff. Let me make sure that that went all the way on the... Okay, yeah. So we'll go all the way left. Pretty sure that's none. Hairstyle, I don't want any. There we go. Hair color, doesn't matter. It's changing his whiskers. Yeah, we'll just leave it over there. Head markings, here we go. I think this is where we can do the scar. There we go, perfect. Forehead slope, I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm not going to mess with any of this stuff because I like the way his face already looks. Voice, I don't think it matters too much. How do I test it? I like this one. Eye color, we're going to go with red. You guys should know me by now. If there is a red, there we go. Eye size, we'll make them a little bit bigger. Oh, it's not actually changing the size of his eyes, it doesn't look like. Oh, a tiny bit. I thought it was changing more like the pupils. Angle, we're going to leave that alone. Separation, leave all that alone. Eye squint, we're going to open them up a little bit. Is that opening or is that closing? There we go. That's open. Not messing with any of that. Okay. I think we're good. We'll hit triangle to finish. Now we need a name. Now, Chaos Eclipse is already taken because I already have it, so we're going to go with Rabies. See if that will let me do it. I don't think so, though. You have play. Okay, let me actually take it. Okay. You have played through the tutorial with previous character. You may choose playthrough or skip through it again. We're actually going to play through it, guys. We're going to play through the tutorial because I've heard a lot's changed. I don't know what. Probably not too much in this part, but we are still going to play through it just so you guys can understand the story, what's going on. Oh, name is already in use. Okay. So, let's do Chaos Rabies. I think that should be alright. Play. There we go. Creating character. So, the whole reason you want to play through a tutorial, whether you've done it or not, is because one, like I said, things have probably changed, and two, it is an easy way to get some easy starter gear. Not that it's going to be hard for you to get anyway. And I got a trophy for being level 50 that's coming from other characters. It's probably going to load me up with a whole bunch of trophies right now that you guys are going to be seeing go through. Okay, so it's telling me to look around and talk with her. Also, just a disclaimer, we are playing on the PS5. So, the graphics may look a little bit upgraded. I think I originally played on the PS4. If you guys are watching older videos. This is one of the things I do love about the game. If I remember correctly, almost every single character in the game is voice activated. So they will actually read everything for you. At least most of the stuff.
I apologize for the cramped accommodations. We pride ourselves on courtesy, but circumstances here have taken a turn for the bizarre. I needed to make sure you weren't a danger to yourself or others.
So just real quick, with the trophies again, the achievements that it's given me, it's not just because I made a new character. It is because it's my first time playing on the PS5, so it's given me all the PS5 trophies for what I had on PS4. So those are probably going to be popping up for a while. I don't know how long. Okay, maybe they're done. Sweet. Perfect. Okay, never mind then. I just wanted to point that out. If anyone's wondering why I'm getting so many with a new character.
You might not be so eager to escape once you hear what's going on. You arrive via a portal, along with a Daetric beast called Shayazel. It seized control of our golems and unleashed them on the island. If I free you, will you help me stop Shayazel?
Absolutely.
Wise choice. Just give me a moment. There. That should unlock the door.
And you can see that.
Follow me.
You can see there on the left side it's telling me I have unspent champion points. That is because, like I said, it does give you the champion points ahead of time. We're not going to do any of those yet because technically, if I was starting a new character, I shouldn't have any champion points. Also, I don't like playing in first person. At least not this game. Trying to remember how to go third person though. There we go. What button was that? Down on the D-pad is to go third. Oh, talk to her again? Okay.
There you are. Free as a spring cricket. I hope you intend to keep your word. We'll need each other out there. Of that I'm certain. The name's Norianwe, by the way, of Clan Durini. Pleased to make your acquaintance. We're bound for a place called the Key Rights Gallery. But first, I need to know you can defend yourself. Hurtling through the orbis and falling flat on your ear left you a bit scattered. Find a weapon, and we'll work out the cobwebs. There. Of course, I can't promise total transparency, but I'll be as forthcoming as I can.
Okay, we're not going to go through every single part of the story. You guys can obviously do that on your own. But what we are going to do, I want to let you guys know that This tutorial is already different because normally in the original one, in the start of the game, you start in a prison, but it's like a prison where you're basically, I want to say dead. I mean, I don't think you're like dead, but you're basically underground, so to speak. I don't even know what to call it, honestly. But it's a place where there's like souls trapped and stuff like that. But it's kind of the same thing. You're trapped, someone lets you out, and you're trying to help them. So all the stuff that I'm picking up right now, these are all things that you can get, or not things that you can get. There are things that oh, they got a few different weapons here. There are things that you can get from what's it called?
Larger weapons
Oh
and
my
better
God.
upgrade access would take both weapons years.
They're crafting items.
Shield,
That's the word I was looking for.
supplies. Your choice is yours.
That dude's a ghost. They're crafting items that you can get. So even though we took the daggers, we're gonna take all this other stuff too because, like I said, free weapons, and you should be able to sell these. I might be wrong about that, but we'll find out if I can sell them in a bit. So the crafting items, you guys seen me pick up like barley just now. If you go into here, into your inventory, inventory special, your inventory houses all the equipment, blah blah blah. Okay. If you go supplies, you can see. Nope. Yeah. So the barley and stuff like that is not in here. It's gonna be collections. No, no, no. Where is it at? It's not collections. Notifications, invitations, guilds, friends, blah blah blah. Okay, upgrade. Upgrade has been updated with the class collectible. Okay, so I can now be an arcanist. That's because I bought the Necrom thing. Where is what I'm looking for? Craft bag? So it says all crafting materials stored in your bank and inventory have been transferred to your craft bag. So this is a craft bag here. Never mind, that's just telling me that it's in the craft bag, so we can actually delete that. I have a new daily reward. Let's go ahead and grab that. It looks like it's a major Gold Coast experience scroll, so you gain 100% experience, blah, blah, blah. We'll go ahead and claim it. Go ahead and exit out of there. How do I get to that craft bag that they just mentioned? Because I don't remember. Okay, that's just telling us we have access to the Necrom area now. Inventory. Supplies? No. Oh, you know what? I think it's on the bottom. There it is. Okay, so if you hit R1. So, all this stuff that I have, I want to be very clear on this. All this stuff that I have is stuff that was in my bank already. The reason why it's on this character now is because this is part of the ESO Plus Online. So if you don't have ESO Plus Online, you won't have a craft bag like this. This craft bag just holds literally everything from every character that I have. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff, guys, from other people. I do have legendary items. These are all crafting items, though. They're not craftable things. They're things that you use to craft items with, because you can craft weapons in the game. You can craft armor in the game. You can craft different types of like styles for the armor, not necessarily the armor itself. I mean, you can do the armor itself, but I'm just saying like these here. You can see using this nickel here, when I craft something, it will turn it into an Imperial style piece of armor and an Imperial style piece of weapon. So I do have tons of stuff in here. I just wanted to go over this real quick. I even have crown stuff right here. Crown mimic stones. Sorry, I'm just trying to unmark everything that is marked as new because it's going to be the stuff that I just picked up, like the barley and all that, even though I just picked it up and I already have barley in here. I think I already unmarked it, whatever. Slottable items. This is the skull that we just got, or the scroll. I said skull. Main hand, we're going to go with our daggers that we just got. So this one for main hand, and then offhand. Okay, that's just switching there. Offhand. There we go.
Feel free to take any other weapon you want. Now,
And then to unmark stuff, you just kind of scroll over it, leave it for a split second, and then move it, and that exclamation point will go away. If you just kind of scroll through real fast like that, it won't unmark it, just for anyone who's interested in unmarking their stuff. So you can see here, player capacity at the top under inventory says gold 0, player capacity 8 of 60. So that means I can only hold 60 items on my character. That is one of the benefits, like I said, to owning the ESO Plus Online. It is not a requirement at all. Not a requirement at all. But if I have 60 different items of this crafting stuff, obviously I have more than 60 in here, that will fill up my bag. Now don't get me wrong, if you have this right here, 185 void cloth, that is not going to take 60 slots. 60 slots are of different items. So 185 of these, 25 of these, that's still only going to take 2 slots. I just want to be clear on that as well. Champion points we're not going to go over in this one. The balance that I have for the crown store there, that's probably from the 6 months that I just bought of the crown stuff. I'm not going to do anything with that stuff because I don't know what I want to buy or anything yet, if I even want to buy anything. We also do have a mount. The mount that I have, actually we have several mounts. The mounts that I have are also from other characters. Like I said, those are shared in between all characters as well, so keep that in mind. And then the stuff here that I'm picking up now is also stuff that's going to be inside of the inventory that we just got. So I did pick up some rawhide wrist pieces there, it looked like. Let's equip those. Inventory, go back over to our inventory. Hands, there we go, rawhide bracers. So these are level 1, they're 898 armor, awesome. We also have a neck piece. This one does nothing. This one increases our max health by 888. Go ahead and equip that. There we go. I don't remember how to attack or anything. Your craft bag lets you store crafting materials in separate, yep. Armor skill lines, equip 3 pieces of light armor. Okay, I'll go over skill lines later on. I don't know if it'll be in this video even, because skill lines are ridiculous and there is a lot to them. I would suggest not taking, I'm being serious here, guys. I'm just letting you know. I would suggest not taking my advice on anything that I do with my armor. I will tell you why I'm doing things that I'm doing with my armor, why I have certain skills, but it's going to be different on your character. Even if you have the same type of character, it's going to be based on your playstyle. I promise you. That is one of the good things about the game. It's no two characters are alike, unless you guys are doing the whole meta thing and you want to have your character exactly like someone else. I would suggest against it, because forcing yourself to play a game that you bought the way someone else plays, that's the only way that that is going to work. That's just my opinion. A lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on that, but that is my opinion. Alright, so this is going to be our first guy here that we have to fight, I think. She's going to teach us how to fight him, probably. Maybe this is our armor. Yep, practice combat. So this is L2 to block, R2 to attack. Boom, got him. Okay. Oh, hold R2 for large attack. So if you block a heavy attack, they get stunned, and then you can follow up with a heavy attack yourself, or you can just do a whole bunch of small ones. She's just teaching you the basics though, which they don't even show you this in the other one. The other one's very fast paced. Oh. If you guys didn't see how to do that, hold L2, then tap R2. That's how you break free. Can do it again. It looks like they're making us do it 3 times on each one. What else? Okay, so this is when you're not When you're not already stunned, you block and then you hit R2. You can see how he has like red stuff coming out of him when he does it. Oh, I gotta follow up real quick. You'll see how he has like a red glow coming out of him real quick, like that. That's when you know that you can interrupt. If it's the yellow one, then just block because that means he's doing a heavy attack.
When your enemy prepares an attack, strike. Interrupting their attack will set them off balance. Good. Now destroy it. Well done.
There we go, level 2. And then anything that's glowing like this is searchable, so you can hit X on it, and there we go. You can get 8 gold and Forgotten Adventures leggings. So we'll go ahead and take both. Let's go into our inventory here, go back to our legs, and we will equip these. So you can see here, it has a trait and an enchantment on it. The enchantment gives you, so first of all, it is a level 2 item. We just hit level 2, so we can wear it. If it's level 3, you can't wear it because you're not level 3. That should be obvious for you guys. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything here. I'm just literally going over the basics with you guys. So the original armor is 1067. The enchantment gives you an additional 668 maximum magicka. What that means is if you look over on the right, you can see your magicka, which is at the very, very top. This is going to take it up to 20,907, which is ridiculous. They must have increased the amount you start off with, even at level 1. Or that could be because I have the champion points. That's why I wanted to reset everything. I don't know. Anyway, so the 668 is added on to the magicka that your character already has, and then the trait is that training trait right there. It says it increases experience gained from kills by 7%. When introducing oneself to a higher elven royalty, it's considered to wear proper pants. So whatever, I don't care about that. So the training thing where it says increase experience gained from kills by 7%, if you can craft or if you can get your hands on an entire training set, that is stackable. So it's going to be 7% on your pants, 7% on your hands, 7% on your chest. So if you guys are looking to level fast, that's how you can do it. I wouldn't suggest doing it, at least until you understand the game. But I mean, if you guys are out there and you don't really care about the story, you don't care about, you know, trying to understand your character and everything, and you just want to be a higher level, go for it. But my suggestion is to not power level yourself. My suggestion is to take your time, learn the game, because what's going to happen is you're going to get to a high level where you can go into that PvP area and you're going to get absolutely destroyed because you didn't take the time to learn your character and you're just a high level with nothing to kind of go off of. So we're going to go ahead and equip those though. Looks like we also had other hands here. So the ones with the exclamation points are new ones. So we have the Homesprung, which gives us no additional anything. We have the Iron Gauntlets, no additional anything there. I guess the only thing that these do is it increases, well, not those ones. These ones increase your armor a bit. You can see it gives extra spell resistance over on the right and physical resistance. So it'll go from 1941 up to 2229. Now keep in mind though, and I want to point this out, these are under medium. You can see the yellow part right there where it says medium. These are under light and these are under heavy. If you're wearing heavy armor, you do move a tad bit slower. There are benefits to wearing light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor. You just have to weigh the pros and cons. I'm going to suggest you guys look those up on what the differences are. But it does have to do with your skill trees and stuff like that as well. So just keep that in mind. And if you're looking at the different styles, so where it says in the middle of the screen equipped, right under that it says hands and it says medium and it says dark elf. That means that the style of the bracers that I have on right now are dark elf. If we look at these ones are Khajiit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Khajiit ones on. You don't have to match the type of character you have, but I do like the way the Khajiit look better than the ones for the dark elf. So that's why I'm switching them, because they're the exact same. They both give 874. I'm just switching them. Just wanted to throw that out. Looks like we got a new weapon. We have a new dagger, which the dagger looks like it does less damage. The ones that we currently have, let's see, they do 2193. These ones take you down to 2181. So we're not going to equip that. We'll leave that alone. And then of course we have picked up another lockpick and ash. this recipe here, it says it requires you to have improvement 1 and it requires recipe quality 1. It does say that we can use it if we hit X, but I don't think we can because it's those requirements. Let's try it though. Okay, so we did learn it. So that is a new skill line that we have there. I'm not going to go over all the skill lines, but I am going to click on this. If you come in here, I'm not even going to start with that yet. Since we got level 2, we do have one that we can put somewhere. But you can see here, this is a provisioning one. This is where we learn that recipe, so now we can cook stuff. So if something says it requires recipe quality of 3, that second one there, for where it says passive abilities, that's how it says 1 of 4 recipe quality. If we find one that requires 3, then we have to have that leveled up to 3, or we won't be able to learn it. Most of the stuff is self-explanatory, but like I said, for people that aren't experienced in the game or have never played an MMO and you are curious about this stuff, then you know that's why we're going over everything. And then of course there's stuff marked in here again that's new, which I'm not going to mess with it. Oh wait, there it is right there. May as well. So there we go. Oh, and there's another one. And this is what I was talking about. So if you scroll past it, like see how it doesn't unmark it, you have to actually stop on it and then move past it for it to unmark. There used to be a way, and there probably still is if I hit triangle. No, that's not it. I thought there was a way just to unmark everything, but maybe not. That's fine. We're going to leave that alone. All right. So it says your level 2 rewards are available. Hold start to claim now. So we're going to hold that button, skill points, and we can claim rewards. So let's claim rewards. So we got attribute point 1, skill point 1, bound crown, fortifying meal 1. And then our next milestone looks like we won't get until level 5, and it tells you what you're going to get there. So we can hit X. So this is your attribute points, or attribute, whatever you want to call it. Because our character is magic, or at least I'm gonna take the magic route. I am gonna put points into magic here. Like I said, you may want to take a look at your character, see what route you should go. It depends on you. You may want to go nothing but health. We're gonna go magic though. So we're gonna put magic there. I'm going to exit this. Well, no, let's go ahead and put a skill in. So right here where it says class, these are your class skills. You have 3 different skills that or 3 different trees that you can go under for your class. You have assassination, shadow, and siphoning. Those are all because we are Nightblades. You have dual wield, which is because we are dual wielding daggers. If I put the sword and shield on, you'll also get the one called sword and shield. If I put the bow on, you'll get the one with the bow. If I do the axe, you'll get one for I think it's two-handed weapons. I don't know. We can check that right now. So inventory, main hand, we'll go with the bow, and we'll leave that alone. Exit all the way out. I don't think you have to exit all the way out. Go back to skills. Maybe it's because we didn't get it. Let me see here. Does it not automatically give it to you? Interesting. I think it has to be what you level up in, honestly. Huh. Okay, well, I'm probably never going to get bow. If you guys want, you may want to run around and kill stuff with a bow. You may want to run around and kill stuff with the other weapons so that you can get those. I don't remember that because I don't use bows. I'm not saying that that's new. I just don't remember it. All right, but anyway, back to skills. And then you have your provisioning. That's because we learned the other thing. So if you want, you don't have to do this. If you want, you can go to Skill Advisor. You can hit X on Skill Advisor and it will tell you that these are the skills that it thinks you should get, which are in your class here. You can pick them yourself if you want, but It's telling me that I should get Veiled Strike first, then I should go for Strife, and then I should go for Assassin's Blade. That's what it's telling me I should do. So Veiled Strike is under Shadow. So if I look at that, you can see it says the exact same stuff that it was telling me on the other part. It's just letting me know that this is the advised skill it's telling me to go for first. Then the second one would have been Strife, which is this one. And then the last one is under Assassination there. So let me see what these three things do here. They're all instant. Strife has the longest distance. The other two are only 7 meters. They're all roughly the same cost. This one's probably the highest. This one's actually the lowest one that's telling me to go for. The damage that it does is 4408. The damage of this one is 2939. But it also heals a nearby ally for 50% of the damage inflicted every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So that would be more for like a group thing. And then this last one looks like it does 2204, but it also deals 300% more damage to enemies below 25% health. So that's more like a finishing move. So we're going to go ahead and take the advice of it here. We're going to pick Veiled Strike. And then what's going to happen here is you hit X to purchase it. Now it's asking you where you want to put it. It says the ability you purchase has been added to the first slot of the ability bar. Press square to use the ability. So you can see up here, it's already assigned. It already went in there. Obviously, we're going to have way more abilities than the bars that we're going to be able to fit in here. So you're going to have to pick what you want to do. You will end up having a secondary bar that you can use. But I think you don't get it until a certain level. And then if you become a werewolf or a vampire, you'll get a third bar. I think. Maybe it's only 2 still. I don't remember. Anyway, if you don't want it on square, one of the things that you can do is you can come down here. You can hit square at the bottom left for assign. And then it'll bring up the bar yourself and you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to leave it on square. We'll see how it works there. And there we go. So now we can come over here. Receive notification. I already looked at my notifications. Notification. It's not even in here anymore. I already looked at those. Go away. Okay, so let's talk with her again.
With moves like that, the Daedra doesn't stand a chance. Yes, I'd say we're ready to set out.
Alright, if you want to practice again, you can pick that second one. We're not going to ask where we're heading. We're just going to say goodbye. No, I guess we have to ask where we're going.
With moves to reach the Key Ride's gallery, we have to make it out of this ruin and across a wide field full of the golems I mentioned. With any luck, we'll be able to slip past them. But I'm not all that lucky, so I'm sorry in advance.
That's fine. Let's go.
Well, it begins with a door, the first of many. The only way to access the gallery is through a mysterious gateway. Once we pass through that initial door, we'll step into a huge vault. This is the part that worries me most. I believe Shayazel, the Daedric creature that's causing all this mischief, may have nested itself in there. So be prepared to fight.
Got it.
I can't say anything with certainty, but ridding the world of an otherworldly abomination can't hurt, right? Its influence might linger for a time, but the golems should return to normal before too long. Hopefully.
Alright, and then I hit let's go, so she's going to take off here in a second through that door. One of the things I want to point out, L2 was to block. I think you can do, yep. So if you're holding L2, when you're blocking, you can hit X on PS5 and roll either left or right, forward, back, whatever you want to do as you for you to dodge. You can see though it does take your stamina, which is down on the bottom right. So if you guys plan on doing a lot of like melee attacks and not using your magic spells as much, you also may want to stock up on stamina, because it is going to be helpful for you to keep attacking. It's also going to be helpful for you to dodge. And I'm just checking all of these here just to make sure that we grab everything on the way out. Like I said, there's not really a reason for the tutorial, but the whole reason we're doing it is to grab all this extra stuff. So we have a ton of lockpicks right now. Alright, and I think we're back at the start. Yeah. Okay, so I guess she's waiting on us. One last thing in the combat. I think it's L3. It might be R3. Well, actually, no, R3. So you see that eye right there? That is letting people know when you are stealth or not. You can even use this in PvP. So if I hit the R3 button, once that eye closes completely, it says hidden. You can see my character went dark there. Even in PvP, I am completely invisible right now. People cannot see me until I stand up or until I attack. So just keep that in mind. If you're around other players that are on the same side and you're not in PvP, they can see you if I'm not mistaken, but the enemy in a PvP thing cannot see you while you're hidden like this. But once you're seen, you can't go hidden again unless you're out of sight. So right here, she can see me. Of course, this is not going to work in front of her, but right here, she can see me, so it will not let me hide if she's an enemy. If I'm behind her view here, she won't be able to see me, so I can hide here if she's looking the other way. If there's a pole right here, a pillar, and I'm behind that pole and I hide and she's not walking around, she's staying in one spot. As long as I stay behind that pole, I can go hidden, then I can come out and stay hidden. I just wanted to point that out as well. There's also a lock-on feature. I don't remember what it is. That's what I was trying to do. It's not R3 though, because that's to crouch. It might be L3, but L3 is also sprint. So I'll have to figure out what the lock-on feature is. Let's grab all this stuff in here. Obviously, you guys don't have to grab all this, and keep in mind, like I said, if you guys don't have the ESO Plus, you are going to fill up your inventory quick. But then again, I am getting a lot of waters, those natural waters. Those are all going to stack. That's only going to take up one slot. Remember, they have to be different types of items. Oh, is that the golem there? Oh, it is. Okay, so they're talking about sneak here. So sneak to avoid the enemies. Press R3 to sneak. There we go. We are invisible. We can go and we can sneak around him. I am going to grab all the stuff here still. Now, as you can see, we're getting closer to him, so we're not as hidden. So you can still be spotted. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Oh, look, and it's telling us how to dodge now, too. Alright. Sweet, we got... Okay, dual wield is level 3 now. Why can't I open that? You can search those bags, which is what I'm trying to do. I swear it said to be able to do something. Actually, it might have been a pickpocket. Yeah, it's not letting me. Unlock. Trivial. Oh, so I think this is letting us do the lockpick. I will show you that in just a second. Let's go ahead and grab anything that's out here. I think this is the way we need to go, though. Iron gauntlets. So because I have the ESO Plus online, like I said, it is stacking all of the items that are used for crafting, but all of the armor and everything that I'm picking up, the armor, the weapons, the ash, because I don't think ash is an item used for crafting. Anything that's not used for crafting, that is actually going in my inventory, and those are taking up slots. So I can still fill up my inventory even using the ESO Plus online. Alright, let's go this way. And I forgot to lock on again, so... Alright, so we're going to try to unlock this. So this is the lock picking thing here. You basically want to hold R2. As soon as it starts to shake, that's when you let it go. And it is timed. The ones, this one said trivial. The ones that are timed, or I'm sorry, the ones, like this one said trivial. The ones that are higher, I don't remember exactly what they'll say, but if they're higher skill for you to unlock, you'll have less time to unlock it. Or your lockpick will break, and then also it's just going to be harder to be able to get it where it's shaking and all that. You'll just miss it more. I hope that is understandable because I know I explained that kind of weird. Let's see. I'll explain everything here in the room in a second. I'm just grabbing all this stuff here. Okay. So these are actually, well, not here. These are all armor and stuff. Up there, those are crafting stations. We'll take a look there in a second. We're going to take all of this stuff. We're going to take all of it. Oh, come on. Grab it. Stop it. One of the annoying things about the game. Dude. Come on now. Oh yeah, we're taking everything. You'll see why I'm taking everything here in a second. If it'll even let me do it, we'll find out. And you see that I picked up an ice staff over here. The one I just now picked up was a lightning staff. There's another ice staff. There's some daggers, another bow. And our inventory is full. Okay, so if we come into our inventory, like I was talking about, you can use any weapon at any time. Even though we are a Nightblade, I can still be... Inventory's full. Oh, okay. So, let me explain this too then. So, right now, our main hand and our offhand, that is 2 weapons. One in our main hand, one in our offhand. I know that sounds pretty self-explanatory, but let me explain why I'm explaining that to you. So, there's 2 weapons, one in each hand. If I wanted to equip this staff, it's going to unequip both weapons, both hands, and it's going to make me dual or like 2-hand the ice staff. So it won't let me do it because it's saying inventory is full, because there's technically no slots. If I was switching 1 for 1, so if I was doing the main hand dagger for this dagger, it'll work because I'm just doing 1 for 1. That's still leaving the player capacity at 60. If I'm doing this, it's not doing it because it has to have 61 slots for me to put both daggers into the inventory and then equip the ice staff. So what we can do before we even mess with that, we're going to go here. We're going to look at our helmets. So you can see that both of these will give us 29.94. This one will give us 35.12, and it's medium. I like medium armor. We're going to go with the medium armor there. You can see it on him there. Looks kind of cool. Chest piece. We have light chest pieces. They technically give us more, but only because our normal one doesn't give us anything at all. They're exactly the same. We're going to go ahead and equip it. Waist. I don't like heavy pieces. They do have medium. We'll go with the wood elf one there. Hands. We will leave... Nope. They're actually better because they're level 2. So we'll go with this one. Legs. Both worse. We're not going to mess with it. Feet. We don't have any feet, so we'll go ahead and put those on. And we'll probably switch these out here in a second again too. I'm just unmarking those. We have a new neck piece in here. Oh, it's a crap one. We have a ring though. The ring does nothing for us. So now that we have all that stuff, let's come up over here. Will it let me do it? Will it let me do it? It's not going to let me do it, is it? It's not. Wow. Okay, so it's not going to let me do any crafting in here. What I was going to do is break down all the stuff that I don't want. You do have to do it off the crafting thing there. So this is what we're going to do. This was all light armor stuff. This here is probably medium. I take it back. This is probably medium. I think the other one over there was heavy. I don't know though. Alright, well it doesn't matter because this was all light stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into our inventory here. What I don't like is I don't like heavy items. So we're going to keep all of that stuff. We're going to drop anything that's heavy or anything that isn't worth crap. So our normal stuff here, our tunic, the traveler stuff, we're going to drop it. So, well, we won't even drop it. We'll just destroy. Yes. We'll keep both of those. We'll destroy both the heavy items here. You can drop these for other people to pick up as well, just so you know. Oh, wait. Okay, and the neck and the ring we're going to keep. They're only worth 1 gold each, but it's still money. So, now that we have room, we can actually come into our inventory. We can go to our hands. We can equip the ice staff if we want to. And this is what I was talking about. Even though I'm a Nightblade, I can still cast spells. It just depends on how you guys want to play the game. Like I said, that was the ice one. We can also do the lightning one here. I'm charging up to do a strong attack. Oh, wait, do I have to release it? Oh, I think I need a target with this. Yeah. So you can do like the little bolts there, but I think for the strong one, it's like a non-stop electrical bolt. I think you need an actual target for that. All of these iron daggers we don't need. We'll go ahead and drop these. You know what? No, we'll keep them. We'll keep them. You'll see why. We'll keep them though. Let's go ahead and re-equip our normal daggers that we had here. So this one and this one. All right, and then let's take a look at these. Inventory, those were chest pieces. So these are, yeah, these are medium. So they're giving us more armor, so we're going to go ahead and do these ones instead. I am curious about this though. I think this is heavy. Yeah, that's heavy. So we'll destroy that. So that means, is it this stuff that's the medium stuff as well? I mean this, yes, but I don't know what was on there. So let's see, inventory, head, we already have the medium piece. Chest, we just did medium. They're the same. Shoulders, medium, we'll go ahead and put those on. Waist, we have mediums here. Hands, we already have medium on. Legs, medium. Feet, medium. There we go. Those are heavy, not going to mess with them. I think this is heavy too. Let me look. Random headpiece. Yeah, it's a heavy one. Okay. Okay, now if you want to take these other weapons, you can. There's an Inferno Staff, which is fire. Let me show you guys this one. Inferno Staff. So same thing, it'll do like a little firebolt. And then this, you have to, oh, you don't. So that's the heavy attack. I thought you had to have the, like I thought you had to have something targeted, but I guess not for that. Then we'll put our daggers back on. Got some more urn stuff here. What do we got there? Another lightning staff. I think this is all medium stuff as well. Another ice staff. Ice staff. Yeah, so I think it's light, medium, and heavy again. Let's look. Chest piece. Oh, it's actually light. Okay. All right, well, we'll leave it at that. We have room for one other piece. We're not going to take anything else. Most of the stuff that you're going to find like this in dungeons and everything, it's going to be only worth 1 gold anyway because they don't want to give you free money. They want to make you work for it. So if you are finding free stuff like this in dungeons, it's probably not going to be worth anything at all. And as you can see there, our inventory filled back up because I picked up an extra item that we did not have. It is still letting me pick up the berries and stuff because that is a crafting item. You can use it for cooking, provisioning as they call it. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of here. And if you guys slow down that video back there, you can see all of the armor upgrades and stuff that we're getting, like what our armor's at now versus what it was at, like armor stat wise. We'll take the mint.
Almost there. Let's hurry.
Looks like we got more armor here in case you couldn't lockpick the door back there. We'll take the lockpick because we already have some. Natural water. Barley. More natural water. Iron dagger we can't take because our inventory is full. We're just going to leave it. Lockpick we can take. This stuff we can take because it's craftable. Alright, and then through here.
Right. The entrance to the Keyride's gallery should be east of here. Let's head out.
Gnawed bone, I'm assuming that was a craftable item. Whoops. Whoops. Come on. There you go. I would definitely suggest picking up all the lockpicks. I think you can craft them for fairly cheap, but when you're first starting the game, I would pick up all the ones you can, because I do think you have to learn to make the lockpick. I think. I might be wrong about that. Okay, so they want us to go east, so down to change your camera perspective, as it just said. We already know that, we figured it out. So you can see at the very top of the screen, you have like the little compass thing. The thing right there next to where it says east, like the E, and then to the right of it looks like a little doorway. This is just like Skyrim if you played Skyrim. If you haven't played Skyrim, it's just telling us that we need to go inside that doorway there. So the closer we get to it, if we head that way, oh, hello. The closer we get, oh, it's a player. The closer we get to it, it will let us go into that area. I don't know why he's trying to hit me. It's not going to work. You can't PvP with someone in this area, so I guess this guy's new. I don't know. He just sent me a friend request. I don't know him, so we're not going to do that. Oh, come on. Can't pick up the ring because it's not a craftable item. This dude's getting destroyed. That's pretty funny. I mean, not destroyed, but he's over there fighting stuff that he probably shouldn't be. If you want, you can probably stay in this area and level up the way he's doing. So, I mean, you can come over here. You can start attacking stuff. How do we lock on here? Let's see. Maybe you can't lock on anymore. I could have swore there was a lock on. Is there not? It's not letting me lock on. Interesting. Okay, whatever. But anyway, you see the red tracing that's around them? Like that. That does mean that I am targeting that person. Where if I look at that one, you can see I'm now targeting him. So if I had like the staff equipped or something, I could go and attack it. I also want to point out that the way the loot works in this game, so if this guy starts attacking something first, I think even if I go and help him, I think he gets the loot from it. So like if I come over here and I help him kill this, no loot for me, but he'll get loot. I still do get XP for it though. But yeah. And then of course we can always hit square to use our Veiled Strike there. I could have stunned right there and I completely forgot about stunning. So we're going to just speed up here. We're going to go straight over to where we need to go. Bypass all these things. Okay, no loot. You can catch butterflies. They are they craftable? Yeah. So, well, I don't think they're craftable. They're used as baits because you can do fishing in the game. Um, so it counts as a craftable thing. That's a craftable item that I'm getting from them. And of course, if you guys want to take your time, there are urns all over here. But of course, if I go that way, I might fight that guy. If I go that way, I might fight that guy. So we're not going to do all that. I'm going to check these real quick. Extra lockpick. Sky Shard Vault. Interesting. Okay. Alright, but we're going to go this way. We're going to go the way the tutorial is telling us go. I'm not even going to stop and keep getting stuff because I don't want you guys to get bored. But obviously, if you're playing, grab everything out of these urns if you can. Please. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. Okay, so it says, you can see there, we're inside the place now. There's a new marker on our little compass up there, and it says above. It says talk to Noria Way or whatever her name is. It says above. That means that like if you're running in here and you see that, it's not going to be down here. It is actually up there, which obviously it's the woman that we followed in here, but I'm just letting you know that when you are looking for something, if you're looking on the bottom because you think it's down here, just make sure it doesn't say above or below. I believe it usually says above in blue, and I think it'll say below in red.
Well, this is upsetting. Jeffers bones. Unless you have a set of enchanting tools and a working knowledge of meteoric empowerment theory, no, there's nothing for it. We need to find a replacement.
Okay, so it's probably gonna make us go back out.
Just south of here a few days ago.
Yeah, literally where we just were.
More powerful golems. Normally, I'd say we should search for another option, but given the circumstances, I think we have to risk it.
Okay.
Of course. Let's not tarry too long, though.
So, what are sky shards? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it.
Giant clusters of meteoric blasts. They fall from Aetherius, charged with raw and very potent magicka. Mages use sky shards in all kinds of rituals and experiments. We Dureni use them as a power source.
I want to point out, I don't think it's going to tell you exactly because they're more about the lore in the game. If you pick up 3 sky shards, it will give you an extra attribute point. An attribute point, whatever you want to call it.
It's a monstrous sentinel called a gargoyle. I've never seen one fight, but by all accounts, they are far more powerful than the golems we faced thus far.
Okay, so let's go back out. More armor in here, if you guys need armor. And literally over here where we were. Yup. Yup. You'll know exactly where the sky shard is when you're near one. Oh look, it's already here. Because it'll have a big blue beam like that. What's up, buddy? Also, keep an eye on the floor. When you see a circle like that, or even like a line or anything, that does mean that they're going to do some type of like a powerful attack, or an attack that goes like an AoE, anything like that. So just be careful with that. Of course, we can't pick up the rawhide helmet. So because we are full on inventory here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our inventory, headpiece. We're going to destroy 2 of these to make room. You only have to destroy 1, but this is a green item, so I want to make sure that I do get it. Not that destroying 1 or 2 matters with that, but I just wanted to have an extra slot as well. So green items usually have either a trait or some type of enchantment on it. You can see here that this one says rawhide helmet. The green one says rawhide helmet of health. More than likely it's going to have a health enchantment on it, so it's going to be a higher level. And it's going to have health. So we're going to scroll down. You can see there it is for level 2. But even though it's the same level, we're going from 1571 base armor to 1676. And additionally, it does have that enchant that I mentioned. So we're also getting an extra 774 health. So we're going to go ahead and equip that one. Even though it looks dumb. It really does look dumb. Even though it looks dumb, it is the better piece of armor for you. So you want to go with it. And then every time you pick up a sky shard, your character will do this animation. You do have to wait for the animation to finish.
Just absorb the energy of that shard.
I did, yes.
Incredible.
Thanks.
Not quite what I intended, but we can work with this.
Yes, we can.
Let's head back to the gate.
Got it. I remember when I first started playing this game, I won't say his name because one, I probably don't remember exactly what his name was. But two, I won't say his name because I don't want to embarrass him or anything if he ever comes across my channel. When I first started playing this game, there was a healer that was playing with us. So I started with a group of friends. It was probably about 5 or 6 of us. Like, it was a perfect little group or whatever. He wanted to be the healer. And it was fine. We had no problem with him being a healer. But the problem was he only wanted to heal. As a healer, you can still do damage. Like, you have your healing staff or whatever, you can still attack with it. You can heal yourself while attacking, in fact. In fact, you might even be stronger at lower levels because of that. This guy would literally bring everything to us and say, someone help me, this guy's attacking me. And we're like, dude, just kill it. Like, turn around and hit it. I can't, I only got heals. It's like, dude, you have normal attacks too. Like, even if you're only speccing into nothing but heals, you still have basic attacks. I just want to point that out because it was really annoying.
Ha! You did it! Let's speak for a moment.
Okay, let's speak.
I'm afraid we've reached the really scary bit. The Daedric creature responsible for all these portals waits just beyond that gate. If you have any other preparations to make,
No.
make them now. Again, I'm just a scholar, but I'd encourage you to remember what we practiced before. Keep moving, strike true, and exploit any opening the creature gives you.
Got it. Also, I may have a new level. I think we got a level, didn't we? Points, 0. Okay, so we don't have a new level. Yeah. I thought we got another level. Where's the char level at? Oh, bottom right. So we're close to it. Okay. That's fine. We'll get it after this. We might, in fact, get 2 levels. So we could have stayed out there and got more levels.
Send it back to oblivion.
Oh, you're going back to oblivion! Oh, this is going to be easy. She's healing us and everything. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Yeah, so right now I can't roll. So I had to take that to the face because we're low on stamina. That's why I said you may want to put points into your stamina. So I'm just going to do... One of the things I want to point out, doing small attacks like this does not waste stamina. Heavy attacks and using your abilities most of the time do. The ability is going to depend on if the ability requires stamina or it requires magic. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. So we got an heirloom necklace. It does give us an extra 888 health. I don't remember what our old one did, but we'll take a look real quick. So, necklace. So our current one does 844. The new one does 888. Obviously, we'll take the one with better health on it. That there, it didn't... I just hit X out of habit there. So, if you look at the middle of the screen where it says equipped, right under that it says bound, then it says neck. Where it says bound, that means that this necklace was not bound to my character. Now that I equipped it, it is. So when you first equip it, if you don't want to bound it, do not equip it. That's what that warning was, and I just hit X again real quick. You guys be able to go back and pause it if you want to read what that is, but it just says it'll bound to your character. That means that you can't trade it, you can't sell it. The only thing you can do now is either you can sell it to a merchant, but you can't sell it to another player. Because there is like an auction house type thing in this game where you can sell it to other players, if I remember correctly. But you can't like trade it to another player, and you can't actually, I don't think there's an auction house, but you can still sell quote unquote to other players. I might be wrong. I don't remember how selling to other players works. I don't know if you have to do it directly or if there's an auction house. But either way, you can trade with players. Bounding it to your character lets you not be able to do that. The only thing I can do now is either break it down or destroy it, or I can sell it to a regular NPC for less money. And then we did get a point this time. So if you go to character, this is where you can look at your level up rewards. So, what is this? No, this is not what I want. Claim rewards. No. Oh, that's what we can't do that until level 5. So we don't even get another point here until level 5, but we do have another skill. No, we don't. Why don't we? What am I missing here? Oh, I have to claim it here? I don't understand. You're level 3, claim now. Why is it not letting me claim it? Oh. It's because I don't have any space, I think. Inventory. Let's get rid of one of the rings. Maybe that's what it is. Nope. Oh! I don't know what happened there. I did the same thing I'd been doing. Also, I hit X too many times. It went past there. Okay, well, I still have that point because I hit circle. So now we have another point in here, though. It's telling me to get Strife this time, and then it wants me to go for Assassin's Blade. So, as you can see here, Assassination and Siphoning are both still level 1. Shadow is level 3. The reason why Shadow is level 3 is because I've been using the Veiled Strike every time I'm attacking, and then Dual Wielding, you can see, is leveling up as well because I'm still dual wielding. We also do have light armor now and medium armor because I do have light and medium armor both equipped. So if you want to start leveling heavy armor, you can at least wear a thing of heavy armor as well. But this is the reason why you wanted to look at the different armors as well. So inside of light armor, if you look down here, these are all passive abilities for light armor. They do different things. Same thing with medium armor, and then you can also get one for heavy armor. So it just depends on where you want to put your points into and what type of character you want to play as. So this thing is telling us to go for Assassins, or actually it's telling us to go for Strife now, which was this one. So this one says it steals an enemy's life force, dealing 2,846 magic and healing you or a nearby ally. Oh, I didn't realize it said you or a nearby ally. So we will go ahead and take this one. I actually do remember this one. We'll go ahead and take this one. So we're going to hit X on it, purchase. It went into our triangle slot there. We're going to leave it in there. And then we didn't put our other point in, so we can do that now. Go to character. Here we go. So we still have our 1 point. I'm going to go magic again, because so far both of the abilities we have are going to be taking magic. And then what I was talking about, so every time you block, when they hit you, it'll take stamina, and when you do heavy attacks, it will take stamina from you. And then dodging also takes stamina. When you're doing your light attacks, if you complete the light attack combo, so like we have 3 strikes here, 1, 2, 3, that is a full combo there. If you do all 3 hits, I think, or maybe it's 1 heavy attack. I'll have to look into that. I honestly don't remember. It's either 1 heavy attack or a whole bunch of small light ones. I think 3 in a row. It will give you stamina back, but I'll have to look into that for you guys. I honestly don't remember what it is. Or we can test it if I can catch it in the next fight we're gonna have here. Where the hell did you come from? Okay, so before we move on, these bookshelves, if you read them, you can get different books. It's up to you if you guys want to read them all. These books do actually count towards, like, you don't have to actually read the whole thing or click through the whole thing, but they do count towards achievements. If we go, is it journal? Lore library. Yeah, so as you can see, we have no books read right now. No. These are the different styles. That's not the same thing. Is it these achievements? Yeah, I think it's these. I don't know where it would be. I don't know. Anyway, reading the different bookshelves can unlock achievements for you. Sometimes it'll let you read the stacks of books on the floor. None of those are working though. See if it'll do one here. It's not going to do any because I already have so much stuff read in this game. And all this beginner stuff is probably the same for what they had before for new players. So yeah, I don't think it's going to have anything for me. That's fine. Okay, that wants us to go that way. Does it matter which way we go? Yeah, all this stuff looks new to me. Like this is not normally what the intro was before. Okay, this one won't even let us go in there. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm wasting time. Let's go back the other way. As you can see, I'm also using stamina by sprinting. And don't worry too much about putting points into the wrong thing. You can eventually switch it out. It is going to cost you a little bit of gold. I think it's actually free the first time. But every time you do it, it costs more and more gold unless you wait like 3 months in between each one. Oh, wow. What is going on here?
Why we never managed to unlock the gates. Their power comes from this arcane helix. Amazing.
Is that something I don't have purchased?
Perhaps not all of them at first, but enough to reach most of Tamriel. The question for you, I suppose, is where to first?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know because it's not telling me what each one is.
Can you believe this? Just look around. With this arcane helix exposed, the chamber is positively crackling with magic. The Keyrights Gallery has come to life, and I finally think I know why. Because of you, matters in Tamriel are bleak. War rages in Cyrodiil. Daedric princes conspire. Dragons ride the winds of elsewhere. The
Dragons.
second era needs a savior. I believe the gallery, perhaps even the adamantine tower itself, chose you. The Keyrights Gallery opened doors to every corner of Tamriel, places I suspect that desperately need a hero's aid. This choice is yours to make, but wherever you choose to go, I'm sure adventure awaits. May the stars protect you.
So this is why you always want to talk to NPCs as much as possible. There are quests, and they won't be marked for you. I mean, I'm sure you can probably Google them, but there are quests that will give you a skill point like this. This is also going to give us a skill line called Soul Magic, which is crazy. I don't know what Soul Magic is. I don't think I do. But anyway, so yeah, you guys may want to talk with every NPC, or at least Google, like I said, try to figure out which ones will actually give you skill points. Skill points, you're going to come across a lot of them at the beginning of the game. They're going to be given to you like candy. But in the higher levels, they are hard to obtain. It takes a while for you to get one skill point. So I suggest along the way, that way you're not missing anything, look for those quest givers that will give you skill points. But it looks like it's going to give us all this stuff. So we're just going to hit complete quests. Oh, our inventory is full. So let's go back in here. Inventory, we'll throw away the other ring because it doesn't do anything for us anyway. There we go. And then we'll talk with her again. She'll just offer us the same thing again. Hit complete quests.
So, have you chosen where to go?
There we go.
What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another, you know.
So she's right. When I initially started playing the game, it automatically put me in the Ebon Heart Pact area because we're Ebon Heart, and it automatically had to start there. Later when they made Tamriel 1, I think you still got to choose where you wanted to go, but it wasn't like this. Like it didn't have this many options. I think it was just the 3 between the 3 factions, but now it looks like it's giving you a lot of different stuff. So let's see what she says here.
I world sounds all well and good, but my place is here. Well, fate's sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, we may never know why you were chosen, but I believe there was intention here. Something, whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower itself, placed you here for a reason. Perhaps it followed you to prevent you from reaching your, well, destiny sounds a bit too grandiose. Let's just say to stop you from reaching your potential. Then again, maybe the power of this place brought you here to stop Shayazel. Probably not, but what's a life without unanswered questions, right? Boring, if you ask me. Ha! An elf can hope. Answering that question will probably keep me occupied for the next 100 years. Is the helix connected to the adamantine tower? How does it perceive distant corners of Tamriel? I may never understand it, but I'll do my best.
So I also want to point out, anyone who has not played ESO before, anyone who has not played Skyrim or any of the other Scrolls, the different races do have distinct features. She is clearly a high elf, just because of the way she's dressed, her light skin, and she uses magic. So I just wanted to point that out, because we will come across other classes, and you don't have to know a lot about them, but sometimes it does help, because some of the answers when they're talking to you will help you if you know more about those races. So
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel is stretched out before you. We could start with the political considerations. 3 great alliances vie for control of Cyrodiil. Does the fate of the Pact, Covenant, or Dominion interest you?
okay, so I think that's the original one there, where she said that we could do the 3 great alliances for vie for control of Cyrodiil, and then she talks about the Pact, the Covenant, and Dominion. Those are the 3 factions that it let us pick between. And then it does say that second option there. It says no, I'd like to travel outside the borders of the 3 alliances. That's because they also added in like the homeland to the Khajiit, which is elsewhere. They've also added in I don't even know what the necromancy area is. There's a whole bunch of areas that they've added in along the way for different DLCs. So we're just going to do that we'd like to travel to an alliance territory.
Excellent. You can visit Stros Makai in Daggerfall Covenant territory, an island called Canathi's Ruse that the Aldmeri Dominion set its eyes on, or the Ebonheart Pact's domain. I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is the basis of my whole profession, and even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that widens the map a bit. Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere.
Okay, so it looks like she has a ton of options here. We're just going to hit goodbye.
Or men of the North.
And let's see. Oh, it does tell us. Okay. Okay, so that is Telvanni Peninsula. That's Kenarath's Ruth. That is Stros Makai. Bleak Rock Isle. Vardenfell. Oh, there's some up top too. Or one at least. I wonder what that one is that I don't have unlocked. Western Skyrim. I probably have to purchase that one. Or that might be... There is a new DLC coming out pretty soon. I think it's called Gold Coast. So that's my homeland for Khajiit. Elsewhere. Blackwood. Let's go up here. Yeah, it's just one. I like how they have a whole bunch of other things here. Like they're going to add a lot more. Somerset Isle. I think that might be the one that starts the necromancy thing. So I probably want to go to Kenarath's Ruth, but I'm curious about this. So I'm going to take a look in here. I'm going to look at the crown store real quick. So this shows you all the stuff that you can purchase using crowns and using crown gems. So it's dumb the way they do it now. They used to make it to where you just do crowns. Now you either have to have crown gems, which you can buy with the crowns. It's a really dumb conversion if you ask me. I hate it, to be honest. I want to preview that mount. That looks cool. I like it. I like it so bad. Basic, stamina, speed, inventory, all of them. Dude, I really like that. That is so cool. ESO Plus, we have, so that's a furnishing pack. I'm looking for parts of the, oh look, this is free, Painting Infinite Archive. We'll go ahead and take it because it's free. Confirm. Back to the crown store. So what I'm looking for is there's a spot in here with the different maps showing what you have unlocked, like which maps you have access to and which ones you don't. Which is why it's throwing me off, because if you have ESO Plus, normally you have access to everything. Or you can just buy it separate without having the ESO Plus, but it still has the one that's in front of us locked, so I'm just trying to see what that is real quick. And obviously, just so you guys know, there is open world talking in the game. So if you're in like a high trade area, you're going to hear a lot of people talking over each other. It is, what's it called? It is proximity chat though, so the further you're away from them, the lower they're going to be. What is that? I guess you can buy a ferry now. Okay, I don't think it's in here. DLCs, here we go. So, Ascending Tide, I'm assuming it's that one. Brethren's here, strange things happen. There's a lot in here that it says I don't have. Some of these are just dungeons though. It should tell you on the right there. So yeah, this one here, it'll give you access to a Fang Lair and a Scale Caller dungeon. This one is set sail for Gallon as Legacy, Druid Civil War, blah blah blah. I don't know what that one is. Dude, there's so much stuff in here that would cost so much money. And then obviously you can buy like DLC packs. So like this one here would give me 3 of them. But you want to make sure that you don't have the previous ones already. So like this one here, I already have it. That's the one that's on the right there. That's the Wolf Hunter one. And then the middle one is... I don't know what that middle one is. There's one that I don't have, the Skill Breaker. Nope, that's not that one. Is it? I don't know. There's the other one. Merkmeyer. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out later. That way I'm not wasting you guys' time. So I have 2 options. Or at least, I mean, I have a ton of options. My 2 options are basically go here, because that's technically where the game is telling us how we stopped in this one, and it's also by itself. So it's telling me to go there. My other option is this one, not this one. This was elsewhere. My other option was my factions area, which is technically where I think, in my opinion, people should start. So my faction area is this one here, Kenarath's Roost. Because going in there, you'll go straight to your factions area and you'll learn a lot about the game by doing this stuff. I mean, but that's going to be with anyone. That's why I said it doesn't really matter too much. I'm assuming this is probably a new area. It doesn't matter which one you go to really because they're all going to have the same stuff. You're going to level the same. The only thing that's going to be different is obviously the location and the quests that are there. But like I said, you may want to look it up. Maybe you're trying to become a werewolf. There's only certain places you can become a werewolf. Maybe you're trying to become a vampire. Only certain places you can become a vampire. I guess I'm just going to go here because I don't know where else to go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
This door leads to the Telvanni Peninsula in eastern Morrowind.
Oh, they added Morrowind into the game?
Wizards of House Telvanni are known for secrecy and intrigue. But a shadow looms over all of them. A shadow filled with emerald eyes. Cautious adventurer.
That one sounds really deep in the game already. Maybe I don't want that one. Does she like say that with all the places?
A Khajiiti isle with emerging ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been flexing their muscles in that part of the Topal Bay. Competing interests could lead to bloodshed. Someone like you could set things right.
That's not even what I thought it was. I thought that this one was for Ebon Pact, so let's find the one for Ebon Pact, and we'll go there.
Stros Mackay. It's a fascinating island with rich dwarven and Redguard history. Alas, it's been largely overrun by pirates. If the gallery elected to open a portal to the island, something extraordinary must be occurring there. So, ready to set out?
So that says to start the Daggerfall Covenant storyline, so we're not going there either. We're looking for Ebon Pact. I don't think it's this one either.
It appears this one.
Oh, it is.
A frigid Nord horde.
Oh, yeah. Of course it is. I know where Bleak Rock is. I didn't know that it was called Bleak Rock.
Ready to brave the cold?
Yep. So we're going in.
We submit to your will and call forth the chains of cold.
They're performing a ritual, preparing the way for a dark anchor.
Opening rift to oblivion.
It's worse than we thought. The melt has begun.
The portals reach from our side to theirs. That means there is a traitor.
Perhaps it was simply arrogance. Perhaps it was all part of his grand scheme. You can know the logic of a daydream prince.
Claims it fulfills a prophecy in those wretched scrolls of his.
Imagine seeing your nemesis succeed where you failed.
way be opened. I am patient. Let the will of Polog Bal be denied. This world will one day be mine.
Man, they did a lot with this game. Like, I remember all of that, but they did a lot with this game. Alright, you can see they're stealing. If you're caught, you will have to either give up your item, fight, or have them arrest you. You don't always want to steal items, though. But sometimes you do. Because stealing can be a very lucrative way of making money in the game. It just depends on how good you are at stealing. Here you can cook. Grab this journal. Check the bookshelf. There we go. Look at that. From reading books, I got heavy armor increased to 2, and I didn't even have any heavy armor stuff learned. So that's why I said you want to click on bookshelves, guys. Okay, so it looks... Oh, no. I thought I could take the bread. Technically, I can, but like I said, you don't want to steal anything. If you watch some of my other videos, though, you guys, like I said, you may want to actually steal some stuff. Depends on you. There's a recipe that it won't let you take with you. Maybe you want to screenshot that, because you can actually, I think, make it still. I'm just running around trying to read everything, and then we'll go back up and talk with them. Okay. Captain Rana.
I'm short on good help, and I could use someone capable. Someone with sight of a ship offshore. I've sent my troops to investigate. If it's the vanguard of an invasion, well, we'll need to evacuate. You'll find the people of Bleakrock all across the island. Darj, the hunter, went to Skyshroud Bearer. Iman's out at Orky's Hollow with his sister Rolanda. Sane, my sergeant, is out at Hosin's Folly.
Alright. So there's our first quest. Beginning at Bleak Rock. So let's go outside. So I guess it doesn't even put you in the main town. It does not. This is crazy. So I can't even show you what I was planning on showing you guys. When you get to a main town, there is a ton of crafting stuff there, like for you to be able to craft armor, for you to be able to craft weapons, just everything. Cooking, enchantments, all that stuff is already there. And this guy just pissed off one of the guards. They're going to keep attacking him till he's dead. You can run away from them. He's not going to be able to kill the guard, though. You can't kill the guards. I've never seen anyone kill the guards. I don't care what level you are. He's totally dead. And I can't resurrect him because I don't have any soul shards to resurrect him. So, he may have hit a guard on accident. He may have stole something and got caught. Like, there's a lot of reasons that the guards will attack you. Most of the time, they won't. You can see I still can target her. Has a white outline around her because she's friendly. Yellow ones are usually neutral, and then red ones are obviously enemies. Yeah, I don't remember starting here. Maybe you do start here even in the normal thing. I don't remember it, though. Because I do think that eventually this place, like, catches fire and you're, like, running around trying to put out the fires and everything. I think. Oh, is this crafting stuff here? Yeah, hey. Okay. Alright, so I can show you real quick. So, these you will usually find in towns. The big towns usually have everything you need. So this is an outfit station. This is if you just want to, like, dye your clothes and stuff. It doesn't have anything to do... It doesn't have anything to do with actual crafting. It's just dyeing your clothes, if I'm not mistaken. That's an alchemy thing there. So here's an alchemy station. I do have alchemy stuff, but I don't have the actual alchemy skill yet, I don't think. Yeah. So I don't think I can actually make anything. We can try. Let's do... So you can see here this stuff tells you what level the stuff's going to make. All of the potions I think need water. So this will make a level 3 potion. So let's throw one water thing in there. Oh. Did I want to do that many? Remove. Add. Okay, I guess it just throws them all in there. We can make a level 3 poison. And then we have a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know what it does. Because it's just like Skyrim. If you want, you guys can eat this stuff and it will give you 1 or 2 things letting you know what it's doing. I'm not going to eat anything. We're just going to guess here. We'll throw one of those in and we'll throw one of those in. Inert potion, these reagents will not react. So it's not going to do anything? Is that what it's telling me? Let's try it. Craft. Boom. They didn't make anything. Okay, cool. So let's remove the bug glass, or bug loss, and let's try that one. Unknown potion. There we go. Let's try that. Why can't I craft it? Oh, because our inventory is full. Okay, well, come over there. Here we have an enchanting table. This is to make your own enchants. Obviously, you have to have a certain potency. There is level 1 stuff in here that you can do. And you'll be able to make like actual, like how some of the items we had health on it. You can make those. You can make ones that have extra armor, extra damage, resistances. Here is cooking fire. This is to make actual food. We don't have any fish, but you can make food. There we go. Well, we only have the jasmine tea that we learned how to make. So yeah, but we're not making anything here either. We have a book here we can learn. We have woodworking station. This is where you can make staves or shields. I don't remember if you can make shields. Bows. What else? Bows, staves, and shields. Yeah, bows, staves, and shields. Now, one of the things that I was talking about before, the whole reason we picked up all those other things is because you can actually come in here and you can deconstruct items. So all the stuff that we're not using, all right here. So we're going to break these down. Oops. Break them all down. We'll do it all at once. Hold square, accept, boom. You can see up in the top right, we got 2 sanded maple for all of that stuff. So, like I said, the only reason we got 2 sanded maple for all of that is because they were items that were just out in the open and free to grab. They weren't like they weren't special items. They weren't anything that was gotten from like an enemy or anything like that. Some of them might have been. Maybe that's why it gave us the 2. But if it's just stuff that's out in the open, it's probably not going to give you anything, and most of the time you won't get any gold for it. We got 1 sanded maple for that. But what I'm doing right now, the reason why I'm deconstructing this stuff is because I'm clearing out my inventory. But I'm also trying to get as much supplies as possible. We can do the same thing with clothing here. Let me just open those real quick. Same thing with clothing. So any items that you don't want, you can actually come in here. You can go down to deconstruct and you can deconstruct all of the stuff that you don't want. It should not have stuff in here that you currently have equipped. I don't think, did we equipped other pants, didn't we? Let me see. Pants. Inventory, pants. Yeah, so we have rawhide guards. So this is important. This is something that I wanted to point out. I'm glad that we have this. You remember what I said about the training trait there? How it increases experience gained from kills by 7%? Sorry, I had to cough. So one of the things you can do is you can learn that training skill or that training trait. You can learn how to make that. So the way that you do that, first you have to not be wearing it, which we're not because we're wearing these. So we're not wearing the extra experience anymore. So you want to come in here. Don't do deconstruct. You want to go to research. You want to find the pants that you're looking for. So we'll go over to pants. You can see there it does say 1 on there, and it says the training thing here. So it says increases experience gained from kills, researchable from set items and quest to reward items. Research materials from RIT. That just tells you where you can get it. So basically, I can research these pants and I can learn how to make training things. Now, I want to be very clear about this as well. When I research this, right under on the left side where it says, I'll go down the line. It says apparel at the very top. Then it says player capacity. It says researching 0 of 1. That part's important, but we'll come back to it. Then it says trait line. It says breeches, which breeches, whatever you want to call them. It shows a little symbol of the pants, has a 1. Right under that, that's the part we're looking at right now. 1 available, 5 hours, 24 minutes, 0 seconds. What that means is when I research these, that's how long it's going to take for that to complete. Now, back up at the top where I said this part is important, where it says researching 0 of 1, that means that when I research it, I can only research 1 item at a time. So if I had these that I wanted to research and I had another item under like the chest piece and I wanted to research that as well, I can't do it because I can only research 1 at a time. Now, when you're learning the different skills, if we go back to our skill tree, when you're learning the different skills, if you look at, is it media? Is it under here? It's not here. I don't remember where it's at. There are clothing. It's under here. So depending on what you're using it for, whether it's clothing or weapons, woodworking and actual metalworking are going to be two different things. We're looking at clothing now, so if we look at clothing, you can come in here. It is this one. Reduces research time by 5% and allows the research of 2 items at once. So basically, if I learn this, once I get my clothing to 8, if I learn this, it's going to reduce that time by 5%, so it won't be 5 hours and 24 minutes anymore. It'll be whatever 5% less is. But it'll also let me research a second item at the same time. Now the second item is still going to be any under clothing. So it would still be light armor, heavy armor, or medium armor. That I'll be able to do 2 at that time. Now, if I don't do the same thing with wood, because this also has the same thing here, I'll still only be able to do 1 like staff at a time, and it'll still be the full amount of time. So just keep those in mind, because that is something that you want to pay attention to. For now, we are going to, and these times do keep going while you're offline. So for now, we are going to go ahead and research the training for the pants. If I hit X, it's going to tell you that it is going to destroy the item. So we're going to hit X to research the trait. You can see there, researching an item will destroy it. This process will take 5 hours, 24 minutes. Are you sure you want to continue? You can hit X to accept, and there you go. So now it's researching, and you can see the timer already going 5 hours, 23 minutes, 50 seconds. So we can't do any other clothing items. If we find anything, we either have to hold on to it, put it in our bank, or just kind of not destroy it until we can research it too. But while that's happening, we can still destroy everything else that we're not wearing. So all of this stuff here is stuff that we're not wearing. I think I got a few, very few of these pieces off of actual enemies. The rest I picked up off the ground, so we're probably not going to get much for a lot of it. But what we can do is we can go ahead and select everything here, because we're not using any of it. And then we'll do hold square to deconstruct multiple items. 23 items, yep. You can see on the right there we got 5 jute and 3 raw hide. And that takes us down to, that takes our capacity from, like, I think it was 40 down to 26. And then we can come over to our next spot, blacksmithing. This is where you can do, I think blacksmithing is your heavy armor and your weapons. So we can do deconstruct. Nothing under apparel. Here's our weapons. So nothing under apparel because we already threw out all of our heavy armor. So that's why we don't have anything there. Does anything in here have any traits? Nope. So we're going to go ahead and select all of it, and we're going to deconstruct all of it. And then hold square. Yes, 16 items. So that'll take our player capacity down to, I think, 10 out of 60. There we go, 10 out of 60. That gave us 2 iron ingots and 1 adamantite. Then we have... Is that it? I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing a lot, actually. Okay, well, I guess that's it for here. I could have swore there was more stuff, though. That might be it, though. Oh, you know what? There is other stuff, but I don't see it here. There's also jewel crafting that's in the game. But I don't see a thing here to be able to do it. Yeah. It's probably in a certain area. But yeah, that is the basics of deconstructing stuff or learning from it. If you want to craft something, you obviously have to have the materials for it. So if I hit X here, I can hit creation, This is where I was talking about you can make the different styles. So you'll first pick the style that you want, which I would suggest once again going on Google and looking at what the different styles look like. Because if I make something that's out of this Daedric Heart or Daedra Heart, and then I pick whatever trait that I have learned, which of course I don't have any traits learned, so I won't be able to pick any of those. Which I don't even have that learned. I don't have anything learned, so I can't even show you guys. Here we go. So if I pick one of these, a Khajiit Moonstone. Oh, I was wondering where the rest of the menu was. Okay, so let's start that over. So if I go to creation, at the very top, I'll pick the piece of item that I want to make. So if I want to make a hat piece, which we already have a hat piece, so we won't do a hat piece. Let's see here. Also, why is there two hats? What is that one? That's light armor, medium armor. Okay, so let's do medium armor. We won't do a hat piece because our hat piece has health on it. Let's do feet. Let's not do feet. Let's do chest. We'll do chest. So let's do chest. And then down here is the levels that you can make it out of. So rawhide is going to be used from level 1 to 14. Keep in mind, if I just hit X on this and leave it the way it is, that's going to make level 1. I have to go to this one here and pick whatever level I want. Now you can see it doesn't do level 3, so I can't make a level 3, but I can go to level 4. So if I wanted, I can make the first level 4 piece that I'll have. Once I hit level 4, I can immediately equip it. What we're going to do is we're going to leave it on level 1 just because I'm going to try to get the clothing up to level 2 real quick. We're going to leave this on Moonstone. That is Khajiit. That is because we already have, or we're already a Khajiit race, so you learn whatever race you pick. The rest of these you'll have to find books or find recipes, or you can buy them from other players. But we already have Khajiit. We already have Moonstone, which we require. And then here, we don't have any traits that we learned yet. So we're going to leave no trait on there like so. And we're going to hit square to craft it. You can see there, we crafted it. Down on the bottom right, we made a little bit of impact on the XP down there. And you can see we now have a rawhide jack that was up on the top right. Come out of there, you can look in your inventory now. You go to chest piece. Here is our new rawhide jack that we just made. So it does have less because we made level 1 piece. But if we equip it, you can see it does look different because it's Khajiit, where this one was just a regular piece that we found. So what we can do as well is we can also go back in here. We can deconstruct the same thing we just made. So we can deconstruct it. It will give us back, I think it's like half the materials or a certain amount, but it's not always the same. Like it does just do it sporadically. So if you guys want to create, or not create, if you guys want to level up your stuff kind of quick, you can go in here. We're going to leave it on Jack. We're going to leave it on level 1. We're going to leave it on Moonstone. We're going to leave it on no trait. And we're going to craft multiple ones. So I'm going to craft 5 of them real quick. So we're going to hit X there. You can see that gave us to level 2. We now have 5 of them. Then we can hit circle. We can go to deconstruct, and we can deconstruct all 5 of these. So we'll hit X on all of them. Deconstruct all of them, and that gave us back 7 rawhide and 2 moonstone. But now we are level 2 in our clothing. So what that does for us, if you come to skills and you go down to clothing, now we can actually equip anything that required level 2, which I don't know if this one did. I think it might have. But if you want to get to level 3 because you want this and keep doing it to your level 3, do whatever you want. We did also have, well, hang on. First of all, let me point out that we do have now, we have the alchemy because we went to the alchemy table. We have blacksmithing. We learned all this stuff just by like clicking on the stuff and by breaking stuff down. So the woodworking, we got to level 2 just by breaking stuff down because we didn't make anything from wood, but breaking stuff down does give you XP as well. The stuff that you'll find from enemies or anything like that, if you break those down, obviously it's going to be more XP. If you're finding just random stuff, like how we found those armor sets just sitting on the displays, that's not really going to be worth much, but actual items like this are worth a lot. But we did have the 1 extra point, and it also gave us the soul magic here. So the soul magic, I think, also comes with no, I don't know where this came from. I remember having this. Oh, this is to heal people, or not heal people, to revive people. Well, it has to do with reviving people. I don't remember how normally you would get this. But anyway, basically, this soul trap here that we can learn right now, it says lay claim to an enemy soul dealing 8,569 magic damage over 20 seconds. But it also fills an empty soul gem if an affected enemy dies. So during that 20 seconds, if they're taking damage and they die, if you have an empty soul gem on you, you can use that soul gem. It'll put that soul in the soul gem, and then you can use that soul gem to revive another player as long as they're within the level of the soul gem that you have. Hopefully all that makes sense. But we do have another level here, so we're going to come up here. We're going to see what it wants us to do. It wants us to do Assassin's Blade this time. So we're going to look here, Assassin's Blade, see what it does. Thrust a magic blade with lethal precision to stab an enemy, dealing 2,143 magic damage, deals 300% more damage to enemies below 25%. We'll go ahead and take it. Once again, like I said, that is actually a really good thing. It's a finishing move, so we'll go ahead and take it. I agree with what they're taking us. I think from here on out, though, yeah, because we didn't have teleport strike yet, I might go with the Shadow Cloak first, but we'll see. And then keep in mind, all of these also have passives down here that you can eventually unlock, but you can see you have to get your assassin up to level 8 before you can even do this. And then that one would need 14, that would need 22, and that would need 39. But these are different things that you'll want to unlock as well. And then ultimately you'll be able to get an ultimate unlock, and you'll have to pick which one of these you want to use it with. So, but I think that's going to be it for the first video, guys. I am not going to stay in this area. I'm actually going to do some leveling offline here and everything. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I have played this game since the very beginning. A lot of stuff may have changed, but I can probably figure out, if you guys have any questions, what the answer is and all that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want me to start this into a series? I had a series of it before, but I'm kind of jumping back into it. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon, and you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.